What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tyler J, and in today's video I am going to be doing a story time of how I got fired from my first official job out of college. So we're just gonna jump right into the video. So I worked for a casting company, and basically what the company did, they helped models and actors get involved into the industry. So, little background on me. I have always been interested in acting. I was always in performing arts organizations all throughout grade school, high school, and even through college. So when I first graduated, it is something that I wanted to continue to do. I really still do love acting. I was researching online and looking for auditions and also looking for jobs at this time. I came across this company. I went to the casting call. This was on a Saturday. They called me back to come in on Monday. So went in on Monday, but in my head going in on Monday, I'm like, okay, so it's this casting company, I want to use their services, but I also want to get a job. So I was going in there on Monday, trying to secure a job. So after we went through the whole interview process, she was ready to sign me. But I was like, I'm actually here to see if you guys are still hiring for the position that I saw online. I was like, oh, you came in on the perfect time. We actually are looking for somebody. We exchanged information, and she was just like, well, I'll reach out to you in about a week or so. So a week went by, I didn't hear anything. So I reached out to her, and I sent her a little quick email. She emailed me back maybe the next week. She was just like, yes, our director will be in. He would love to meet you and love to interview you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I went in on a Friday to meet her boss. Me and him just clicked, and I got the job on the spot. And as time went on, once I started working for the company, I really got to understand the ins and outs and how exactly the company works and what they do. So although this company is a legit casting company, and they do, have these casting calls and have these opportunities for you and have these trainings to help you become a better actor or a better model, it is a high sales position. So basically, in order for you to get signed to the company, you have to pay a setup cost. And the setup cost is not cheap at all. It's not just amount of money you just have okay, let me just dish this out really quick. No, it's not that type of money. It's a large amount of money. And then you also have to pay a monthly installment fee. So in order for you to continue your profile in the system, you have to pay a monthly fee. So it was a high sales position. Once I learned that, I was doing well. I'm very good at sales. I've been in sales ever since I was pretty much able to work. So me doing sales was not difficult. I started off doing very well. You had a base pay, but you also made a commission on how many people you signed. So I was in there literally racking it up. I was making a good amount of money. After me working there for a month and a half, they were actually looking for someone to take over the Dallas location. The person who interviewed me, he asked me, was I interested in the position? At the time, I was very hesitant about taking the position because I'm not really trying to get invested into this company. Yes, I do want to use their services. I do want to go out to these casting calls and get involved into the industry. But I also really wasn't trying to get too invested. It convinced me to kind of take the position. So I took the position, and at the time, it just seemed it would be something good. So their corporate office was in Michigan. You all know I'm from Ohio, so it's where I live in Ohio is very close to Michigan, and it was around Christmas time. So I would go there for the training in December, and then I could just go right back home. He was telling me, you know, how well you're doing, like you will make a lot of money, because once you become an office director, your base pay increased by a lot, and you were still making commission based off of what the whole entire office was making. So he was just like convincing me, like the money was looking good, everything was looking right, everything was lining up. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna take the position. So I was doing well for, I would say, a good 4 to 5 months. But y'all, that job became very taxing. So I was literally working from sun up to sundown. Like I think I had to be at work at like 10. So then I would get off around like 8:30. So at this time it's dark outside, and like I just always felt like my whole day was gone. I also had to work on Saturday. Although it was only maybe like 3 to 4 hours on Saturday, it was like in the middle of the day. So I had to be there at like 12. So it was like I literally did not have a life outside of work. I was always working. And like we did trainings, and I had to find people to host acting classes, makeup classes, modeling classes. It was just a lot of work. And on top of that, like as far as like my boss and the people that were over me, they were at the corporate office. So it was just me running that entire office by myself. So it was a lot. It was a lot of responsibility. It was just a lot. It was very taxing. And then me just like first moving to a new city, I couldn't really explore it because I was always at work. And then I was not like reaping the benefits and the main reason why I joined the company. Like I wanted to go out on these auditions, and I came to the realization that Dallas really doesn't have a lot of acting opportunities. There's not a whole lot of auditions here. This is not like a poppin' city for the industry. You have to be in like New York, Atlanta, or like LA, where things are actually filmed, and there's constantly, you know, opportunity and things going on. Here in Dallas, the auditions are slim. There's not a whole lot of work here in the industry. Like I did go out to a few like modeling auditions, and I was in like New York Fashion Week, but that was about it. I didn't do like a lot of acting, and that's what I'm most passionate about, and that's what I wanted to do the most. So I just really started to hate the job. Like I was working all of these hours. I just didn't believe in the company anymore, because I'm like, okay, we're selling this great thing to these people. Like, of course, yes, you get your profile, you get your comp card, you get your headshots, but it's like there's not a whole lot of work here in Dallas. Like you literally have to relocate or move in order for you to really get your money's worth. So I would say maybe about 3 to 2 months prior to me getting fired, my numbers started to reflect how I was feeling about the company. I wasn't doing as well. Numbers started to drop. We weren't signing as many people, and I really wanted to quit at this point. Like I hated going to work every day. I just hated being there. The reason I didn't quit is only because of my mom. She was just like, you need to just, you know, wait it out, wait till you find something else and then resign. So just start like looking. So I had started like aggressively looking maybe like a month before I got fired. And I was just, you know, putting out applications and just waiting for something else to come through. So the week that I got fired, so I knew termination was coming. I just felt it. I knew they was about to fire me. I would talk to my manager, my boss, like on a daily basis. I would talk to people that were office directors in other locations, just all the time on a daily basis. So that week, I literally didn't hear from anybody. It was crickets. Like nobody was talking to me. I wasn't really getting no emails. Nobody was questioning me about anything. It was just like dead silence. So I'm just like, Wednesday came. I got fired on a Friday. Wednesday came. I'm like, I'm finna get fired. Like I was talking to my friend. I was just telling him like, yeah, I think I'm about to get fired from my job. I don't know. We'll see. So that was Wednesday. Thursday come around, so there was a guy there that I was super cool with. Like, me and him always was together, even outside of work. Like, we had really like built a friendship. So I'm just call him Brian. So me and Brian would go to lunch together. We hung out outside of work. Like, we were just cool. Like I said, I worked a lot, so I didn't really like get out and meet people. So he was pretty much basically my only friend in Dallas. So mind y'all, Brian was the one, and that was another thing. They did not like for you to take time off. You did not get approved PTO until you worked there for like a whole year. And so I never got PTO because I wasn't there for a year. It was like I was like coming up on a year. So your girl is gonna take a flight regardless. So when I would go out of town or something, I trained Brian to basically take over for me and run the office when I wasn't there. So Thursday came and Brian was acting weird. Like, Brian was not talking to me. Brian was not trying to go get lunch with me. He was just like literally avoiding me throughout the whole entire off. Friday comes. I'm literally getting ready to go to an interview. Like, I was finna be late to work that day because I had an interview that day. So the COO calls me Friday morning. Really wasn't thinking nothing of it because, like I said, we were always in communication. Like, it's a small company, so the COO calling me wasn't strange. I was in communication with him all the time, like throughout my whole entire time working there. But HR was on the phone. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna get fired. So they called me and they were just like, just acting weird. It was just like, oh, how are you today? Like, what's your plans for today? Are you on your way to work? Like, get to the point. Like, okay, I'm fired. Let's get to it. So they finally were like, well, we decided to go a different route and you can go to the office and get your things. Y'all, when they told me I was fired, it was like a weight was lifted from my shoulders. Like, I was literally like just happy. Like, I needed to get away from that job. It was taking over my life. It was not like benefiting me in any way. And it was just time to move on. When I got off the phone with them, went to my interview, then I went to the office to go pick up my things. That's when somebody else that I worked with was like, oh yeah, Brian's the new office director. So I'm like, what? So this man literally took my whole position. Like, basically, I trained him to take my position. I was feeling away at first. I'm like, wow, I thought you were my friend, but the whole time you're trying to steal my position. And I was feeling away. And after like a week or so, I kind of just let it go because it's like, girl, that job wasn't for you anyway. You know, maybe that is just a blessing for him. It was time for you to move on so somebody else can get blessed. And I let it go. Yes, that is how I got fired from my position. Once I got fired, y'all, my life changed completely. I moved on. I started going out, meeting people. I got a way better job and things just started to look a lot better for me. So in all reality, it was a blessing in disguise. Thank God I got fired from that job. That was literally the best thing that could have happened to me. But that is all, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, you guys subscribe, and comment down below. Have you all ever been fired for a job? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.